Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, and today I'm doing something a little different. I have an MCR set here, and if you know, you'll know, with these sets, when you use this style connector, the dual row 50 position connectors, with these boards, you know that you always have an empty pin that hangs out. And when you have these metal boards, what makes it really tough is when you put, where are we? Over here. You got the connector here, and then you'll have this connector here, like the on the other side of the board. On the other side, you'll have this board like this. So these two will connect together. We have this metal cage. Those style connectors do not fit very well against these metal posts, and you end up having to really jam those on there. I'm going to show you what I do that makes it much easier when using this style dual row 50 position ribbon connector. First thing you're going to do is put the boards how they go, like this. You want to have them on here so that you can mark the posts. And I just take a paint marker, and I've already done this, but I take a paint marker and I mark the inside of this post, the inside of this post, the inside of this post, or that goes like that. So you need to do the inside of this post and the inside of this post, so that these connectors will have room to go on without rubbing up against the post. You see, if you try putting this on, it's up against the post and it makes it difficult. So after I mark those, I just take an angle grinder with a grind wheel and just grind flat spots on these posts. So after you're making your marks, you'll see there's only one of the plates that needs to be ground. There's a spot right there, and on the inside of this one, and then on the other side here and here. Those are the 4 flats that need to be put on these posts. Okay, go ahead and do a little angle grind and but first I'd like to change the placement of my, there we go, and safety goggles always, and just grind a flat on there. There we go. Beautiful. Beautiful. Now we will flip it over. Get this other side. Okay. There's those two. Now we need to do this one and this one. We'll do this side first. And down here, make sure it's in frame down there. Yeah. And the other side. Which is way down here. That's your 4 flats. All right. Okay. Now we'll come over and check it out. Our flats that we put on right here, 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 and down here. There you go. Now those things will fit on without having a struggle with it. So that's how you do that. Okay, so putting this thing together, and I made a mistake. You only need to grind 2 posts on this side, but you need to grind 2 posts on the opposite side as well. You see, this needs to be ground down right here, where it goes up to the where that board goes up to the audio board. You can tell over here is where I see that when I ground down there. That doesn't matter because it's not going to interfere because it's back. Now absolutely 100% this one needed to be done. These two on this side. So those two needed to be done. This one did not need to be done. You can see it's just not going to interfere because the board's sticking out further. But the opposite side, yeah, over here, those need to be done. So I'm going to go ahead and do these and then put it back together again. And there you go. And you see how that fits in there, like right there. Get it under the light good. How that goes against that flat. If that flat wasn't there, it would be hard to get that on there. Now this is the one that I put flats on that too, but you don't need to. Just on the bottom there, and then you need to put the flats over here on this side. Like I just said, right on here. Those flats will need to be there on both these sides. And you can get it all hooked up. Just make sure that you got them aligned right with the pins. All right. Okay, the set is all put together now. And you can see how without grinding a flat spot on this post, it would be, it just wouldn't hardly fit right there without doing that. So, and that's going up to the audio board on both sides. It's like that. But with doing that, you get plenty of clearance. And there you go. I gotta hook up some controls so that I can actually play. But yeah, it's looking good. I do want to go through and replace some of the bullet caps before they explode. Some of them have been replaced, so probably looks like some of them already have exploded. But yeah, I want to go ahead and replace the others. So yeah, there you go. All right, getting ready to start on this timber set. Timber by Bally Midway. I got it all hooked up on the bench. Got my harness out. I actually went through and redid this harness a little bit so that I can play better. And let's fire it up. Ugh. Alright, yeah, this one's doing some reset stuff. CPU board issue. So we need to take these boards apart, take this set apart. We need to get to that CPU board and just try resetting the ROMs first, and because these things do have bad sockets. And see where, let's just get the thing apart and go from there. Okay. Saturday night tonight. Saturday night. Well, I didn't even have this hooked up. This board wasn't even hooked up, but that doesn't matter. It won't work anyway, but just for the sake of being thorough, let's hook this up and turn it back on. And make sure that you get these on without putting them a pin off. Okay, looks good. And let's just hook this thing back up. Okay. And let's fire it back up. Right? Yeah, it's still doing the exact same thing. Yeah. The exact same thing. So no change. But I did have these unhooked. So I just wanted to go ahead, hook them back up, and give it a shot. Okay, so let's get back to what we were doing. Turn it off. I heard the speakers pop, so that's good. It means that this board is at least putting audio out. Okay. This is Timber. Timber is a super fun game. I discovered Timber years ago when I was big into MAME. And I used to love playing Timber. So I'm actually looking forward to, even though I need to, and I'm going to, somebody constructed me a joystick and buttons console a year to 2 years ago, a year and a half ago maybe, and I just never utilized it. And I was looking at that thing today. Let me show you that. I'm going to go grab it. Let me show you this thing. This thing is awesome. And you know who you are. I don't know right off the top of my head who sent this, created this, built this thing and sent it to me. Can you believe that? It's got nice leaf switch buttons, joystick, and, you know, start one, start two, and then it's got these buttons on the side. It's got a DB15. I actually just ordered 30 male DB15 connectors because I'm going to start integrating this into my harnesses. And I'm going to retrofit my harnesses to accept this because this thing's awesome. Like I said, you know who you are who built this and sent it to me. A great big huge thank you. And I know it's taken forever for me to get to it. That's just kind of how that's my MO. I move slowly, but I really, really appreciate this, and this will be used in my future videos. Like I said, I just ordered 30 DB15 male connectors to start using this thing. This thing's awesome. And thank you again. You know who you are. I really thoroughly appreciate it. I'll actually look up the emails and send a proper thank you again. That thing's awesome though. I'm looking forward to getting that integrated into my setup. Okay. You know what I want to do? I want to just put red marks so I know. So I know exactly how to put this thing back together. These things are a pain in the butt, to be honest. These things are a huge pain in the butt. And these are not put together correctly, I don't think. Could be. Interesting. No, they're not put together right. Ouch. See that? That's not put together correctly. These are not easy to put together. I think the boards are in the right position though. But you have to put, the CPU board has to be sandwiched sort of before, I don't know, it's hard to explain. Okay. I just right in bottom, on the bottom of that. Even though it's really unnecessary, but whatever. Okay. Try not to pull on these like this. Try not to do that if you don't have to. Right. And these two are not correct. Right. Here we go. It's a good clean board. Definitely needs to have all of the connectors resoldered. Okay. I want to be able to see what I'm looking at here, yeah. Make sure we got a good view. Just going to go through and reseat these things a little bit. Make sure there's no bent legs. I'll tell you, these just don't sit in here very good. I honestly think that's just these sockets are garbage. They're just no good. These chips are barely in these sockets. So first things first, I really want to just resolder everything. And then we'll loosely put the board set together and see what we get with it. A138. Okay. That is the incorrect range. So we're going to stop. We're going ROM at 8 to B. And that is 2020. There we go. That's better. Okay. And then we have final range. And that is B28F. Okay. Okay, so all 4 of the ROM is good. These guys are all good. So we have this one, this RAM right here is the non-volatile RAM. That is E0 to E7FF. And then we have this RAM here, which is a graphics RAM, video RAM, which is F000 to F7FF. So go RAM E to E7FF. And it's immediately all bits bad. So I'm going to turn the scope on and let's probe the signals, the activation signals and stuff on this RAM. Okay, checking the RAM. I'm looping right now on that RAM and it's all bits bad. And I'm just kind of poking around this section because I know a lot of the decoding is in this section. And I came to this 08 right here. In this 10, 9 out to 8, here's 10, which is high, and this is 9. 9 is floating. And then you have, of course, the output doing this. So that is suspect. I want to know what is the input to this pin. What is this? So I need to get either the schematic out or I can just unhook the board set and trace this out. I think what I'll do is I'll actually get the schematic and I'll find this. Find out what 5E? 5E pin 9. 5E pin 9. What is 5E pin 9? That turned out to be nothing on that 7408 because the signal is generated on this board. So I hooked up this board and now that is high all the time. So that's not a big deal. I looked at the schematic and what provides the chip enable for this is this 4053 right here. And I've got it jumped over, as you can see. And yeah, you can see that's the problem, is that 4053. And if I look at 18, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, you see there's a, now it's done. Let me go ahead and do it again. Repeat. And pin 18 of the RAM, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. You can see if, let me zoom that out a little bit. Okay, 18. Right there. That's the chip select. That's the RAM select. And it'll go away as soon as I'm done testing that RAM. Okay. And now it says okay. 4053. So if I remove it and try it again, yeah, see it's dead. Loop it. And pin 18 is way high all the time. So yeah. This chip is no good. 4053. So I'll go ahead, get that out of here, replace it with this part. And I suspect this thing will be fine after that. And just for schematic's sake, this is the 4053 right here. And it's got this select 3A signal coming in on pin 1. Okay, and then it's got a bunch of grounded stuff, and then these are the out. This is actually a reset, so 12 is high all the time. And this is also going to be high. So we got a bunch of high signals, and then on 13 it looks like we'll have some sort of a signal here. And on pin 1, 13. Anyway, I looked at this output on pin 15. That was the signal that was high all the time. Yeah. So this was the bad part right here. I verified that the signals coming in were good and that the output was just high. So that's the part right there. I'll go ahead and replace that. I hope that everybody had a very Merry Christmas. I hope everyone got everything that their heart desired from Santa Claus. And I hope everybody has a happy and safe New Year. That all being said, I'm getting back to looking at this, what was this? Timber set. Being that it is the holiday season, I have not messed with this in about 4 days or something like that. It's just been sitting here like this. One thing I did deduce on this is that I was kind of chasing a problem that didn't exist. Once again, wasting my time. But what I do think is I think that one of these logic chips was bad, and now I don't remember which one. I think it might be this one. I don't know. I don't remember. One thing I did do is I have a SolarQuest board right here, SolarQuest CPU board, and it's got all those PAL chips on it, and I believe I have all of the PAL chips from that in here right now, and all of the chips from this board are up here. That's what it was. This board was missing one. This board was missing this PAL chip. So this PAL chip right here belongs to this board, and the rest of them belong to the SolarQuest. And these are the rest of these. That's what it is. So these four belong to this. This belongs to this originally. So this and this, those four are the original ones here, and these four are the SolarQuest board ones. So I need to program one of these for the SolarQuest to make it complete. Yeah. Let's do this. Let me turn this on. Little scope. Turn this on. And you'll see that this circuit for activating this RAM works fine once this thing fires up. Actually comes from pin 15, I believe, and you can see it doing its thing. It's trying, right? It's resetting over and over. So that basically means that there's nothing wrong with that circuit. This is just a failure somewhere on this board. And what I want to do, where I'm at right now, is I believe that one of those chips is bad, because if I put those back in, I get a different symptom on the monitor. I just get like a bunch of squares. Let me show you that. I'm going to go ahead and put those chips back in this thing, and you'll see the difference that I get. And I think one of those is bad. And I need to find out, I need to make sure that these pals are all good before I move on. So that's kind of where I'm at right now, is verifying and making sure that I have a good set of pals. These ones are all good. The ones that are in here right now are all good. So this is what this is doing. So this is where I'm going from. But what I need to do is I need to make sure that those are all good, because they go to this board. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do, is just verify those. And I could, I guess, just get my programmer out and go through them. But I'll go ahead and I'll put them back in the board, and I'll show you what this looks like with those in it. Okay, so I swapped those chips back in, and I'm getting the exact same thing. So let's make sure that our RAM is trying to be accessed. And it is. So I think it's safe to say that these are all good. All of these pals are probably okay. So we have, and I know that I can read the program ROM with my Fluke, so that's not an issue. So the issue is going to be either buffered address. I can check those, because the CPU, the address bits are not buffered to the ROMs, but they are buffered to the rest of the system. And then I can check things like, well, I think that's a good place to start, is these 244s right here that drive out the address bits to the rest of the system, independent of the addressing to these ROMs. So that's where I'm going to start, is right here, and make sure, just go through both of these. And are they active all the time? They probably are, right? Yeah. Yeah, they're always active. Okay. So that's an easy check. Those are easy to check. So that's what I'll do first. Make sure that these are working proper, and then go from there. Other than that, it's just a logic failure somewhere on the board, and it's not program. So okay, we'll figure it out. We'll get it. I'm going to put these back in that SolarQuest, because I believe these are fine, and put that up and move on checking those. Okay, so I have been spending all day swapping around these logic chips, testing them out, making sure they're good, testing the ROMs. I dumped the ROMs again, I read the ROMs again, because I can't find anything wrong with this. I can find no logical failures with this whatsoever. And it's really starting to get frustrating. So what I ended up doing was, remember how this customer sent a timber and a tapper set. Okay. Remember the tapper set, I forget, it was just hooked up wrong. It was put together incorrectly. I think was really the only thing wrong with it. I don't quite remember exactly. But I ended up taking that apart off of its metal plates and looking at it. And this is the, and you can see right now this thing's just resetting. I've been going through, I tested all of these with the little scope. All of these drivers, the 367, this 367, I did a few other things as well that I could do with the little scope. And everything looked just like it should. So then I put this board on, and I just started swapping these logic chips and making sure it still worked, and they were all good. Tested the RAMs. I pulled out my Inquisitor. I tested all the RAMs on the boards and everything. I can find no wrong with it. And then I just got to looking at this board, and I was like, oh, this has got some jumper. It's got jumpers on it. These are not connected, so I look up on the timber board, and they're not connected. I'm like, okay, are there any more? I'm looking around. I'm like, oh, there's a couple down here. Here's one. Here's one here. This one is next to the RAM. It's jumper wire 4, and it is disconnected. Okay. Come back over here. We got one right here. Jumper wire 5. And jumper wire 5 is disconnected. And I come over here and I see this one. I'm like, oh, jumper wire 6 is connected. It looks like it was connected after the fact. So I looked at this one and I'm like, oh, that's disconnected. So what I did was, let me set this down. And I will hold on one second. Alright, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this wire here, this wire, and I'm going to connect that jumper wire. I'm going to put one end on this end on one end of that jumper wire and this end on the other on the board. I'm just going to connect that jumper and see what it does. This jumper wire number 6. Okay, I'm connected to one side of it, and here's the other side. I don't have a soundboard hooked up. There's timber. Oh, I've got the tapper board hooked up. I got the tapper video board hooked up. I got them mixed up. But yeah, I got to connect that jumper. I remove it and it doesn't work. So let me turn it off. Yeah, I got the boards mixed up. I got the video boards mixed between the two. So yeah. This is actually the tapper video board with the timber logic board. So I'm just going to put a jumper there, and I'm not going to do it how the other one was done. I'm going to do it proper with a 0 ohm resistor, and that'll be good, and then it should be good to go. Alright, actually, since I have a zillion of these little metal leads from clipping capacitors and whatnot, I just used one of those. So there you go. Jumper wire 6. That should do it. Let's put it back together and see what we get. Something really quick on these MCR soundboards, the audio boards. There's a few of these that need to be replaced. These caps, I have rarely seen, and I mean rarely seen, the 5-volt filter caps. This is a 5-volt filter. These ones generally do not blow up. It's the 12-volt ones. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. This is 11 and 12 are the 12-volt line coming in. It's this one, that one, and this one. Those are the 3 that need to be replaced. The other ones should be fine. That's the only... Yeah. The 5-volt ones, I rarely see blow up. It's always the 12-volt line. So this one, and that one need to be replaced. So I will go ahead and do that. They've already been replaced on the tapper set. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Okay, I got my controls ready to go. I just replaced those 3 caps. I got everything hooked up. Audio. Got the board, video board hooked up, the proper video board this time. I've checked my connections. We're all good to go. So let's give it a shot. We are on. Would I have found that without the other board? I don't think so. I don't think I would have figured that out without having the other board set here to compare to, because I do not know what to look for when it comes to the jumpers. Why was the jumper unconnected? What's the significance of that? I want to get on the schematic and find out what jumper wire 6 even is. But it's working. It's working good. Okay, so here's jumper wire 6 right in the center of my camera. And it basically connects pin 1 to pin 15. So what is SEL3A? Is that an output or is that an input? Or is chip select gets connected to, I don't know. I'm going to look for this signal right here, SEL3A. I'm going to look for that and see what the significance of that is. This could just be a mystery. Okay, so we see the 4053, and pin 15 is wrapped around through the jumper wire to pin 1. And I wanted to know, what is a 4053? What is pin 1 of a 4053? What is pin 15 of a 4053? So I. Here's a 4053 right here. Pin 15 is output or input. I imagine it's the output of BX or BY. Okay. Well, pin 1 is BY. Okay. And you got BY, BX, CY, CX. Or no, you got AY, BY. AX, AY, BY. Let's scroll this up and get a little bit of a look at this. Here's the 4053 internal. So you have AX, BX, or BY input, CX or CY input. Then you got an inhibit pin, which inhibits, turns it off basically. And then you got these outputs, AX or AY, BX, BY, CX, CY. Right? It's kind of confusing a little bit. But let's go back down to our pinout here on the 4053. Okay, we have input, output, AX, AY, BX, BY, and CY. In our in-out CX, in-out CX or CY, and then you have your inhibit pin on 6. Basically, the output is inputting the BY input. BY, pin 1. BX, CY, BY. What is BY again? See, this is crazy. BY. Alright, BY is right there. So BY is an output. Okay, so the BY output is also connected to that's an output. BY is an output. Pin 1 is an output. So pin 1 is an output, which is also, so there's two outputs connected through that jumper wire, basically, is what it looks like. It looks like it combines two outputs. Goodness gracious. What a disaster. So let's go back. So it looks as if there are two outputs connected together. I could be completely wrong on that, but I don't know. That's kind of what I'm seeing, just a quick look at it. It looks like two outputs are connected together. Who knows? Anyway, that made it work. Alright, here's a different description of that. Pin 1 for the 4053. Pin 1, it says, is an input-output pin, I/O pin, for B channel, Y in out. So it can be an input. So it's like the output on 15 is also inputting pin 1, is what it looks like. More likely. That makes more sense than two outputs connected together. It makes more sense that they're inputting one of the inputs on the chip with an output of the chip. I've seen that quite a bit, actually. So I'm going to go with that. play a little bit of timber, shall we? I was just making sure that the axe chop left worked, or chop right worked. And it does. Stupid bear. Timber! That's my connector. This connector is not very good. To move it around. There you go, timber. Yeah, if I move this around, it pops. You know, probably use a cleaning on those connectors. Yeah, works good. There you go. Timber fixed and tapper. In the tapper, I showed you grinding down those things to make these type of connectors fit. I don't have to do that with this set because this one comes with those single-sided ones like this. These guys right here. So I don't have to do that. So very good. That's going to do it. I hope everyone enjoyed. Hope you learned something, and we'll see you all on the next Classic Arcade Repair. Bye for now. Not so fast. I'm not quite done yet. I'm doing some maintenance on both of the sets. These are a little bent up, nasty, corroded looking. And these are a little... We're going to clean these up. I'm resoldering all of these. These ones have already been done. So I'm going to resolder this, and then I'm going to take these over the wire wheel and clean. I'm going to straighten these first, and then I'm going to take them over the wire wheel and clean these. Eye protection. Always. Alright, there you go. Soldered, resoldered, and cleaned. And I straightened them as good as I could. Yeah. This is the video board on the timber set, and I'm glad I checked into this because these were really, they were original and they were pretty bad. I mean, as far as cracked joints, I don't know if it's going to be able to pick it up. This one's not as bad as the other two that I did, but I still think there were some pretty bad joints. These two had a lot of bad ones. I've already soldered those two. I'm going to solder this one, then I'm going to go clean these. Same method. Timber. On the plate. Looking good. Yeah. No more staticky popping. Got those all cleaned up, resoldered, and cleaned, so there's no more staticky nonsense, bad connection crap. Alright, let's play another game for good measure. One more game. Keep in mind, right now I can't do the axe to the right or the left. One of the, I don't know exactly, because I don't have the button hooked up. Okay. Two seconds left. Uh-oh. Not good. I lasted 3 seconds. That's what she said. Take that! I wish I could chop the other way. I need to hook up that joystick thing that I got. I got the connectors for it. Oh! Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, sir, thank you. Uh-oh. Hey, 7 seconds this time. This game is awesome. I remember playing this on MAME way before I ever knew about this game. But I love this game. Get lost. Take that. Gotcha. Oh, come on, I got the bear. Game over. That is cool. But yeah, you can see that quieted that static pop right down cleaning those connectors. So we are good to go. Awesome. I'll go ahead and put Tapper back on its set. I cleaned and resoldered all that I needed to, and I cleaned those connectors too. So both of them are maintained and good to go. Now, I will bid you a farewell, a fair adieu, or whatever. I don't know. Anyway, thanks for watching, everybody, and we'll see you all on the next Classic Arcade Repair. Bye for now.